NCAA encourages and promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of the competition. And once again, thank you for your continued support of the positive gaming environment that is the NCAA. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to semifinal Saturday here at the Division II Southeast Region Volleyball Championships featuring the Queens Royals and the Flagler Saints. Before we introduce the teams, we'd like to have a special statement from Rachel Porter from Flagler and Alex Thompson from Queens.
Welcome to today's match between the Saints and the Royals. We see this volleyball court as an extension of our classroom environment where we learn dignity and respect for others.
Today we ask for your enthusiastic support of your respective team. We also ask that you support the student athletes from both our institutions by honoring our request to treat all fans, officials, coaches, and student athletes with respect. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise as we honor America and those who defend our freedom. Let's meet the Queens Royals. The Royals have a 29-1 record going into tonight's match, and yesterday defeated Wingate in 5 sets. First, the non-starters, a 5'5" freshman from San Antonio, Texas, number 1, Lexi Dolchek. A 6'1" sophomore from Concord, North Carolina, number 6, Anna Lewis. A 5'11" junior from Leland, Florida, number 7, Jessica Raines. A 5'3" freshman from Hendersonville, North Carolina, number 11, Isabella Barone. A 5'10" senior from Simpsonville, South Carolina, number 13, Kelsey McCormick. A 5'10" freshman from Leesburg, Virginia, number 17, Elise Serafin. And a 5'10" sophomore from Wake Forest, North Carolina, number 18, Julia Forbes. And now the starters for Queens. A 5'10" junior from Germantown, Wisconsin, number 4, Sydney Kuntz. A 5'11" junior from Harrisburg, North Carolina, number 8, Rebecca Cochran. A 5'10" sophomore from Kingsport, Tennessee, number 10, Taylor Henry. A 6'1" senior from Blackwood, South Carolina, number 12, Meredith Jones. A 6-foot senior from Claremont, Florida, number 2, Janelle Sturgeon. A 6'1" senior from Apex, North Carolina, number 4, Megan Bucks. A 6-foot senior from Fletcher, North Carolina, number 6, Rachel Bryant. A 5'8" sophomore from Clearwater, Florida, number 8, Shay Hamilton. A 5'4" sophomore from Ponte Verde, Florida, number 15, Peyton Pillsbury. And a 5'9" senior from Seminole, Florida, number 16, Amber Pioni. And now let's meet the starters. A 5'8" sophomore from Oakdale, Pennsylvania, number 5, Tara Saviski. A 6'2" junior from Akron, Ohio, number 7, Sarah Davis. A 6'1" senior from Jacksonville, Florida, number 9, Janae Reddick. A 5'7" freshman from Darden Prairie, Missouri, number 10, Sarah Sharp. A 6'2" senior from Boynton Beach, Florida, number 12, Ashley Chihuahua. And a 5'10" junior from Green Cove Springs, Florida, number 14, Tasia Vallier. And wearing the fashionable libero jersey for the Saints tonight is a 5'3" freshman from Lake Mary, Florida, number 3, Kayla Norelli. Coaching the Saints is Matt Lowe.
And welcome back, folks, to the Southeast Regional Championship Tournament. We're in the semifinals here at day 2 with number 3 Flagler facing off against number 7 Queens.
It's semifinal Saturday here in Aiken, South Carolina. Very excited for you guys to join us, and we hope you enjoy our broadcast tonight. Got some great volleyball action for you guys tonight as this first match, of course, and then later on tonight, we have the rematch from the conference tournament between USC Aiken and Armstrong State.
But in today's match, we have Flagler Saints, who reached the semifinals by knocking off Lander, the number 6 seeded team, and Queens made it here by upsetting number 2 Wingate.
Huge upset in a 5-set match. Went down early, 2-0, came back, battled back, winning 3 sets in a row to get this opportunity to play Flagler.
And the players have taken the courts. The officials are checking the equipment.
And one has to wonder how much of an impact that 5-set match is going to have on this Queens team.
It's either going to pump them up or...
Well, Flagler, of course, winning their match in 3 sets. Obviously the better rested team of the two, especially since they played the first match of the day yesterday with Queens playing the second.
And Mallory Swartz will serve it to start off, and we are underway here on semifinal Saturday. Here's the attack by Flagler, and that's going to fall in for a point.
And that's a good way to start the match for Flagler. No better way to do it than that.
Tasia Valmer gets credit with the kill, and going back to serve, the libero for Flagler, Kayla Norelli.
Norelli with a big day yesterday.
Norelli serves. That'll be dug up by Cochran. Queen setting, Cochran attacking, and her attack may have sailed out, but it's going to be picked up by Flagler. Flagler sending it over. Queen's keeping it alive, and they're going to have to do an overpass here to keep the point going. Valmer digs it out. Flagler setting up. Here's the attack by Davis. Cochran saving it, and Queens sending back over on the overpass. Flagler passing it around in their zone. Here's the attack by Davis again. Dug out by Queens, and that's going to fall in for a kill, and a point for the Royals.
Beautiful play there by the Royals. Seeing that hole in the defense on the backside and just throwing it down there. However, I did notice, whereas Flagler was doing a lot of attacking, Queens was doing a lot of overpassing. Let's hope they don't want that to continue as this match goes on.
And Cochran serves it. It's dug out. Davis is just going to send it over quickly. Queens now setting up. Here's the attack. A tip-over attack, and that's going to fall in. A point for Queens. Had to wait for the official ruling on that. It was that close.
Nice and easy. Just put it right there in the mouth of the defense, just out of their reach. Excellent play by Queens on that one.
And Cochran back to serve again. 2-1 your score here early in set number 1. And dug out. Here comes Flagler on the attack. Queens gets to it, though. They're setting up for an attack of their own. Blocked at the net, and that's a point and a block for Flagler.
That's a very tall front three for the Saints on there. Davis, Valmer, and Reddick.
Number 7, number 14, Tasia Valmer and Sarah Davis credited with that block, and they're going to send Rachel Parada back number 1 to serve. And that serve goes into the net, and possession and the point going over to Queens. And now the Queens libero going back. Megan Mancini had an excellent game last night as well. She'll go back to serve. Her serve dug out by Flagler. They're setting it up at the net. Davis on the attack, tipped at the net by the blockers. Setting up now is Queens. Here's the attack, and that's going to sail in and a point. Diving for it was Sarah Shark. She couldn't reach it quite enough, and it's going to fall in for that Queens point. Mancini serving again. That one will be dug out by Valmer. Set a tip-over attempt, but Flagler able to recover. Now sent over by Davis. Queen setting up. Here's the attack. And that one just barely out. And that one is going to be on Meredith Jones, who just barely missed the back line by a couple inches.
And Mancini, as you mentioned earlier, had a huge day yesterday with 30 digs. They're going to need another big performance here against these Saints.
It's another tough opponent for this Royals team. However, they've proven they can take down the top teams if they have to. As Valmer serves, Cochran digs it out. Here's the set and the attack. That one's going to be a point for Flagler as it lands out of bounds.
A little bit of a precision issue there. Tried to hit it across to the right side there. Unfortunately, it just came off of her hand. Weird, went left.
And Meredith Jones did that again. Have to work on her placement. Valmer on the serve, though. Dug out by Queens. They set for the attack. And a little tip over. That time it's going to fall inbounds, and that'll be a point.
Yeah, no doubt on that one.
So Meredith Jones credited with the kill.
Nice job by her. Put it right there where it needed to be. Making up for that attacking error to give the previous point to the Saints.
Back to serve, Sydney Coons. Royals with a 5-4 lead here. Dug out by Valmer on Flagler's side. A bump set. Here's the attack. Blocked a bit at the net, but Queens able to recover. Set. Here's their attack. And that one's in just on the line.
Royals playing well so far. This is how you have to play an opponent that is typically a higher rank than you. You want to come out straight away and punch them in the mouth. You want to give them no time to think. You want to make them play your game.
And Jessica Raines was credited with that kill. Flagler on the attack, blocked at the net and falls in for another point for Queens.
Again, the success for the Royals continues here. Absolutely just dominant so far. Looking very good, especially on that block there.
Queens back to serve again. I believe Jessica Raines got credit with the block on that last point.
She did indeed.
That'll be dug out by Norelli. Set up. Davis on the attack. Barely keeping alive as Queens tip back over by Flagler, and they're going to get the point.
Raines tried to do another tip over there and tried to send that one right back, but unfortunately the defense of Flagler was just there waiting for it.
And now Flagler will take possession with Davis going back to serve. Davis's serve is dug out by Cochran. Queens now on the set. Here's the attack. Blocked at the net. Kept alive by Flagler. They're going to have to work with an overpass here by Valmer. Queens now digging that one out. There's the set bump pass, and there's another one, a kind of an overpass to get it back over, but Valmer's there to get it. Here's the attack by Flagler. That's going to find the back corner for another Flagler point.
Cochran reaching out for that one, not able to get to it, unfortunately enough for her. Nice kill by Chihuahua there, putting it out of her reach.
And the numbers won't show it, but Cochran had an excellent game yesterday, making some very vital plays when they needed it done, as Davis serves it for Flagler again. Here's a bump set. And that's just going to be sent over by Jones. Flagler now working with it. They're going to set it up near the net. Here's the attack. Cochran digging it out. Jones sending it back over, and Queens is going to have to do a bump over pass to keep this alive. A little tip over. Queens digs it out, though, setting up at the net. Here's the attack. A tip over. Flagler scrambling for it, and they're going to have to do an overpass of their own. Queens now setting up for the attack again. Here comes Jones, and that one is just going to be in for a Queens point.
That was perfectly placed there, right as Chihuahua was diving, or excuse me, as Valmer was diving for it. There was no way she was going to get out of the way of that one.
Too close to let it go, possibly being out, but it landed in anyway, according to the officials. And now back to serve, Lexi Dolacek, the freshman out of San Antonio, Texas, serves it. Dug out by the libero, set up, Flagler on the attack. That one is going to sail out, and it'll be a point for Queens. Ashley Chihuahua put just a little too much on it there, and it'll cost the Saints a point. 9-6 your score, a little close to the halfway point in set number one. Dolacek serving. Valmer is going to dig it out. It's going to be a hard play there for Savitsky to keep it alive, but they do. Queen sending it over, and Valmer is going to try to dig it out, but it's going to be caught by David Belfield. Not David Belfield, one of the Belfield brothers. Keith Belfield, thank you very much.
However, that point is going to go to the Saints on the net violation. Excuse me, the ball handling error.
So after the ball handling error, back to serve, Tara Savitsky. Cochran digs it out. Queens setting up the attack. And Flagler unable to corral it on the block. That's going to be a point for the Royals. Royals still playing strong. Flagler facing a bit of a deficit here. Only 3 points, though, so they have their work cut out for them early in this first set.
Sometimes when you see a defender in your face, the best thing to do is hit it as hard as you can at him and say, if you want to try and return it, go for it.
Indeed. Taylor Henry's serve is returned by Flagler. Here's the attack. A nice dig by the Queens to keep it alive. Cochran on the attack now. Dug out, though, by Norelli. They're keeping it alive. Here's the attack, and Cochran unable to dig that out as it came right at her head.
Had a beautiful diving one-handed dig there by Norelli. Excellent play to keep this to keep that volley going.
Norelli proving why she was key to the Flagler win yesterday, as Megan Hooks had 2 volleyballs coming at her. Wasn't sure which one to get, but she'll be back to serve for Flagler as it's a 10-8 score. That'll be dug out by Queens. They'll set it at the net. Here's the attack, a little far back, and that's going to land just barely out.
Yeah, this crowd not happy about it, but the line judge was right there and says it was out.
It was a very close play, very close, but Saints cut the deficit to 1 now. Megan Hooks back to serve again from Apex, North Carolina, the senior. Cochran will dig out the serve. Here's the set by Queens. Cochran now attacking, and that's going to fall right in front of Norelli for a Queens point.
Norelli not able to get to that one. Nice play by Cochran there. She just put it right into, I believe that was Chiwa. Threw it right in. It bounced off her hands, and Norelli just wasn't able to get underneath it.
And Sarah Shark coming in for Megan Hooks. As back to serve once again is Mallory Swartz, freshman out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Her serve dug out by the Saints. They'll set it up at the net. Here's the attack. A little tip at the net by the blockers. They're going to tip it back over. But Valmer able to keep it alive and set up the attack by Flagler. Tip over of their own. That'll be dug out by the libero of Queens. Queens tip over by Cochran. Flagler keeping it alive, though. Norelli setting it up for Valmer. Valmer sends it over, but it's dug out by the Saints. Here comes Cochran on the attack. And that one is going to land in for a Queens point, yes.
And another Cochran kill there.
So the Royals now up 12-9 at the halfway mark of set number 1.
It's Cochran's second of the match so far.
And Swartz serves it. Flagler setting up. Here's the attack by Valmer. And unable to dig it out will be Megan Mancini as this goes all the way into the bleachers here at the Convocation Center. And calling tonight's action, it will be myself, Marcus Johnson, along with Jordan Phillips. We thank you for joining us tonight. Back to serve for the Flagler Saints, Kayla Norelli, the libero. Here's a set pass. Cochran will attack. Valmer gets to it, though. Here's another set pass. A little awkward angle there for Reddick, but she's able to keep it going. And Queens will send it over now. And almost a collision there in the Flagler back end between Tara Savitsky and Sarah Shark. And that's going to allow the Queens Royals to get another point.
And the first thing I noticed when looking at the stats, the Flagler Saints only have 4 kills in this match, meaning that a majority of their points have come off of errors by the Royals. They're going to want to have to correct that as soon as possible.
Cochran will serve it now. Flagler keeping it alive. And that's just going to be an overpass there by Norelli. And Queens on the attack, and Norelli unable to come up with it. It's going to be another point there for Queens.
As I mentioned earlier, so far the Royals executing a perfect game plan. I mean, they're coming out and they're not allowing the Saints to get any sort of offense going. They're playing defensively and they're making points. They're getting kills.
You can bet that they're riding the momentum from last night's big win, but Sarah Davis putting one down with a lot of power to put the serve back over to the Flagler side of the court.
And of course, my early question as to how the stamina of the Royals was going to be in this match. So far, it looks good. We'll see how it changes as the game drags on.
Rachel Parada will now serve it for the Flagler Saints. And that one sails just in, and it'll be a service ace for Rachel Parada. Meredith Jones thought it was going to sail out, led up on it, and it landed right on the line. Parada serving again. This time Jones will dig it out. There's the set pass. Cochran will attack, but they're going to call a ball handling error there, and it'll be another Saints point.
And just like that, the Saints are back within 1.
Parada Estrada serves into the net, and another Royal point off of the error.
And that run by the Saints there, once again proving the Royals are surrendering a lot of points on errors and simple mistakes. If they can correct this, we may see this set get out of hand.
And Mancini will serve it. Flagler on the attack. Sarah Davis putting it down with authority of her own. That's another point for Flagler as we're going back and forth now with Valmer going back to serve.
Mancini tried to get underneath that one. She did a good job. Unfortunately for her, it just bounced off of her at a funny angle, and nobody was able to get to it.
Valmer's serve dug out by the Queens. They're unable to really corral it, and they're going to send it out.
No doubt on that one.
And just like that, the Saints get the point.
Absolutely no doubter on that service ace by Tasia Valmir.
And we're all knotted up at 15 apiece here in the first set. Cochran will dig out the serve. Here's the attack by Jones, and she puts it down for a Royals point.
That's what we like to call a momentum shifter there. That purely out of aggression, putting that one in the ground with authority.
Bit of frustration on the Queens side of the court, but they have possession of the serve and the lead again as Sydney Coons serves it. Dug out by Norelli. Flagler keeping it alive. Collision into the boards, though, but they're able to keep the point going. Queens on the attack now with Jones. Valmer sending it back over on the dig. Another attack. Jones with it, and Valmer can't get this one, and it's a Queens point.
That was a beautiful defensive effort by Flagler on that play. I believe that was number 4, Megan Hooks, diving into the boards for that one.
And Megan Hooks kept that point alive, and Valmer with a valiant effort all on her own. But Flagler's going to serve to the point, and Valmer again with all the effort with nothing to show for it as the ball sails into the stands, and a service ace for Queens.
This Flagler team's showing a lot of effort on the defensive end. Things just aren't seeming to work out for them right now.
And here comes a timeout coming up, the first of the match by the Flagler Saints. 18-15 here in set number 1 of game number 1 of the semifinals of the Southeast Regional. And welcome back. Queens retaking the court as they have the lead here in set number 1, 18-15 here in this semifinal match of the Southeast Regional. Flagler facing a little bit of a deficit, but this Queens team is no joke. Their number 7 rank may not be indicative of what they really can do.
Well, at this level, you can't take any team lightly. You can't underestimate anyone. These are the best 8 teams in this entire region. None of these teams are scrubs.
I love the use of the word scrubs there as Coons' serve is sent back over by Flagler, but it's going to hit the antenna and be a Queens point. As you were saying to me during the break, this Queens team took the number 1 seeded USC Aiken Pacers to 5 sets earlier on in the season. That just goes to show you that they are really a tough team to beat.
Absolutely. I mean, 5 sets, going 5 sets with that's just something that these two teams have in common, actually. Earlier on in the season, of course, the Queens Royals taking the Pacers to 5 sets, as well as the Flagler Saints in a PBC contest here at USC Aiken.
Queens back on the attack. A beautiful dig there by Norelli to keep the point alive, and it's going to end up with a point for the Flagler Saints. And number 14, Tasia Valmer, gets credited with the kill. And Flagler, no pushovers either, if I'm not mistaken. They're the PBC tournament champions.
They are indeed the PBC tournament champions, as well as the regular season co-champions with the Pacers of USC Aiken.
19-16 your score. Queens over Flagler. Queens setting up the attack, and that tip over is going to be kept alive by Flagler, but they can't seem to corral it enough to send it back over. And another point for Queens.
One thing about these Saints, they're absolutely relentless defensively. They're not going to give up on any point. They will dive and dig at every single ball in order to keep it in the air and try and get it back over the net.
And they almost seem willing to sacrifice the body in order to get the points. Dangerous thing, but if it pays off, hey, you never know. Flagler having trouble on the serve, but they're able to send it back over for Cochran, who's getting it set up. There's the attack. Valmer gets to it, though. Here's the set for Flagler. Flagler on the attack. Queens gets to it, though. They're setting up now. Here's the attack by Cochran. Valmer digs it out, though. Beautiful dig. Tip over. They're able to get it over by Queens. Queens is now getting ready to receive the attack by Flagler, and that's going to be a kill. Kill going to Ashley Chiwa of the Flagler Saints, and they're only down by 3 now. 20-17 your score in the later parts of set number 1. And back to serve for Flagler, Tara Savitsky.
And that ambition and that fire and drive by the Flagler Saints paying off there.
Savitsky's serve, dug out there by Mancini. Here's the attack by Cochran, tipped at the net by the blockers. Norelli able to corral it. Here's another attack, but Queens able to get to it. Here's the set pass. Here's the attack, tipped at the net, and it's going to be a Flagler point.
And now you can see the momentum shifting a little bit. This Flagler team starting to get into it a little bit. They're starting to feel a little bit of rhythm here.
They're only trailing by 2 now. Savitsky back to serve again. Savitsky's serve, dug out there by Queens. Queens sets up their attack. There's the attack, but Norelli able to get to it. Set, attack, block at the net. Queens trying to keep it alive, however. They do. Cochran attacking now. Norelli digs it out beautifully. Here's a set pass, tip over attack, and it's a point and a kill for Ashley Chiwa once again.
And now the Saints within 1. I mean, volleyball more so than any other sport that I've seen is such a momentum-based sport. But we're going to have a timeout taken, and I'll continue this thought after the break.
20-19 your score as we go into the break. And welcome back to the Division II Women's Volleyball Southeast Regional Championship. We're here in match number 1 of this semifinal between the Queens University of Charlotte Royals and the Flagler University Saints.
And as I was saying before the break, volleyball is such a heavy sport on momentum, and it's so easy to dig your way out of trouble. You know, you can be down by five kills the entire match, but if you get on a rhythm and you knock your opponent off theirs, it's so very easy to get back into a game in volleyball.
Indeed it is, and the Saints are proving that as they're only trailing by 1 now to the Royals. Savitsky serving again for the Saints. That'll be dug out by Queens, though. Here's the attack. Cochran on it, and she'll put it into the hardwood for a point for Queens.
Although, as I say, it may be a little bit difficult to knock a team out of their rhythm sometimes.
Well,
maybe these Royals aren't all the way out of their rhythm yet.
And here's a serve by Queens. This is Taylor Henry set up. Here's the attack by Flagler. That's going to find the hardwood there where nobody from the Royals was stationed.
Huge hole in the defense there. At this level, you got to avoid making mistakes like that, leaving wide open spots for teams to get kills like that. Too easy for the Saints.
Well, Chiwa did the little tip over there. She saw that opening and laid it down. Back to serve now, Megan Hooks. That's going to sail out. The chanting of out by Megan Mancini, the libero, proves to be correct, and the Royals regain their 2-point lead. 22-20 your score right now in the late moments of set number 1. And Mallory Swartz coming back out from the bench, and she will take the ball to serve. And Swartz serves it. That'll be dug out by Flagler. They'll set it up. Here's the attack by Chiwa, and that's going to find the hardwood. And the Saints are will cut it back down and regain the serve.
Nice kill there by Reddick. She absolutely destroyed that one. Nothing the Queens Royals could have done on that play.
And Kayla Norelli back to serve once again. Norelli serve, dug out by Cochran. Here's the set at the net. Cochran on the attack this time. Valmer gets the dig, though. And now she attacks. Queens is going to have to dig this one out and send it back in. Cochran attacking. And Norelli setting it. Bounce, set, attack. Davis. Kill to Davis.
And just like that, Flagler Saints tie this game up.
22-22 your score. Norelli still serving for the Flagler Saints off of the beautiful kill by Sarah Davis. Cochran digs it. Here's the set at the net. Now Cochran tip over attack, but they're going to corral it over there by Shark. And a tip over by Davis, and Cochran unable to come up with it. And the Saints have taken the lead here late in the set. And Queens is going to take their second time out of this set. 23-22 here in the final moments of set number 1 between the Royals and the Saints. And welcome back, folks. Southeast Regional semifinal action here between the number 3 seed Flagler Saints and the number 7 seed Queens Royals. It's 23-22, Saints over the Royals. It's been a very close one, back and forth all set long. And we're moments away from finding out who will take this first set.
23-22.
Kayla Norelli still back to serve, the libero for Flagler. Here's her serve. Dug out by Mancini. And a tip-over attack. Flagler's going to have to try to corral it. They do, and they're going to send an overpass on the bump. Now a set at the net. Here's the attack by Cochran. Norelli digs it out, though. Set. Attack by Davis. Mancini with a nice little dig there to keep it alive. Cochran attacking. Norelli's going to get this one. Davis, a tip-over attack. Mancini digs. Here's another attack by Queens. Flagler barely keeping it alive. They do, and they send it back over, and they get the point.
I mean, what a dig there by Sarah Shark to save that ball that was absolutely, almost definitely going to be a kill. But sure enough, she got underneath it, and that kept that play alive for the Saints to get that kill, and now we have set point.
Janae Reddick getting credited with the kill as Kayla Norelli serves for the set. Queens keeping it alive. Here's the attack, blocked at the net. Queens corrals it, though, sending it back up. Cochran on the attack, and she's going to send it into her own net. And the Flagler Saints will make a comeback victory here in set number 1 to take it 25-22, leading now the Royals 1-0 here in this first game of the regional semifinal action.
And a very telling stat about this first set, 10 errors total by the Queens Royals. I mean, you cannot have that kind of number of errors in one set against a team as good as the Flagler Saints to give up such a big lead that you had in a set that was so crucial as that.
I'll have to make a few adjustments here, but set number 2 is just a couple of minutes away, and we will rejoin you in just a moment. And welcome back, folks. Set number 2 about ready to start up here. The Saints and the Royals of Flagler and of Queens are ready to go here in the semifinal, first game of the semifinals here in the Southeast Regional.
Yeah, then the Flagler Saints battling through adversity in that last set to come back and beat the Queens Royals. I mean, the Royals giving up so many points to the Saints on errors. I mean, it's hard not to lose a set when you give up that many errors. We'll hope that they make some adjustments, and we'll see how the Flagler Saints come out in this set as well.
As it stands, the Saints up 1-0 over the Royals. But Queens has found themselves down before. As we said before, they were down 2-0 against number 2 ranked Wingate, and they stormed all the way back and took it in 5 sets.
And these two teams that have an interesting battle going on between the two liberos. Norelli with 10 digs for the Flagler Saints and Mancini with 9 for the Royals of Queens. Keep an eye on that.
And Norelli back to serve now. And her serve will sail out, and Queens takes the first point on the service error.
Substituting is number 16 for the Royals, Mallory Swartz.
And Mallory Swartz will come in to start serving for the Royals. Towards the serve, dug out by Valmer. Flagler setting, Valmer attacking, but this time Jones will be able to dig it out. Here's the set, attack by Jones this time. Flagler digs it. Here's the set, here's the attack. That's going to sail just out, and the point goes to Queens.
2-0 now in favor of the Royals.
I wasn't sure if they were going to call a fingertip, but they did not, and Queens gets the point. Here's the serve. Flagler has to charge up to it to dig it out. They're still having trouble, but Valmer able to bring up an attack, but Jones will dig it out. Mancini now setting. Cochran on the attack, blocked at the net, and a point going to Flagler.
And there comes that tall front for the Flagler Saints again with Davis, Valmer, and Reddick.
Yeah, and the block goes to Davis and Reddick on that one. 2-1 your score. Royals up right now here early in set 2. And here comes the serve from Parada. Queens able to dig it out, though. Here's the attack, and it looks like it went off the tips of Alex Thompson's fingertips, but it ends up paying off as a kill, and the Royals will take over the serve again.
Yeah, I think that took a spin that neither team expected, and Saints just weren't able to adjust and get to it.
Happy little accidents benefiting your team, always a good thing, as Cochran will serve it now for Queens. Flagler digging and setting. Here's the attack, tipped at the net. Queens corrals it, sends it back over. Flagler now setting up for an attack of their own as Valmer gets to it, but Cochran will dig it out. Another bump set, and Cochran will have to send it all the way back from her own zone, and it's going to sail out, and the point going to the Saints.
Cochran trying to do the overpass there. Unfortunately for her, just didn't quite stay in.
And Megan Hooks coming out now for Flagler, and going back to serve, Tasia Valmer. Here's Valmer's serve, dug out by Mancini. Here's the set, and the attack by Jones, dug out though by Flagler. They'll send it back over, and nobody over there as Cochran was the only one in the back end of the field. And that's going to be a point for the Saints, and they tie it up here 3 apiece. Valmer serving again. That's going to sail out as Mancini able to duck out of the way of it, and the Royals will get the point.
Yeah, Mancini just able to get out of the way of that one. That one would have been unfortunate for her to get caught on, but good reaction time for her to get out of the way of that.
And Mancini will serve it now. That'll be dug out by her counterpart, Norelli. And the Queens Royals able to get it back. Cochran sending it over on the overpass. Here's the set at the net. Here's the attack. Cochran gets to it, sending it a little too strong, and a little tip over at the net there will be the point for the Flagler Saints. Megan Hooks credited with the kill.
Just absolutely beautiful on that play. Just jumped up, got it with her fingertips, and just put it right back down. Saw nobody in that zone.
And Sarah Davis will serve now for the Saints. Her serve is going to find Mancini. And another little block at the net there by Flagler is going to result in a Saints point.
And a Saints lead now. Unfortunately for Mancini, she got that dig there, but unfortunately it came off of her hands a little harder than she would have liked, and it went right over the net back into the mouth of the Flagler Saints, and they were just able to put it right back down.
And Megan Hooks with the kill on that play. Here's Queens setting up. Jones attacking, and she's going to find the hardwood to tie this one up again.
Eric Jones. Point Royals. On the court is number 7, Jessica Raines.
And Jessica Raines coming onto the court now for the Royals as Sydney Coons is back to serve. Coons serves it. Norelli able to dig it out. Here's a set for Valmer. She kind of sends it over lightly, but Queens is able to figure it out, gets to it. Jones on the attack, and she's going to send it into her own net. And the Saints will get another point on another Queens error.
On the court comes number 9, Janae Reddick.
Now Janae Reddick coming on to the court for the Saints. Back to serve is Tara Savitsky. Savitsky serves it. It'll be dug out by Queens. Here's the set and the attack by Jones. Blocked at the net by Flagler. And they're going to get another point on that.
That Chiwa and Reddick on that play, again, just so much height in that front there for the Saints. It's almost impossible to get something by those girls.
They're excellent blockers indeed as Flagler gets ready to serve. 7-5 your score with Savitsky serving. Dug out by Jones. Here's the set and a tip-over attack, but Valmer's able to get to it. Now they set it over there in the Flagler zone, but Queen's able to dig it out. Another attack. Jones is blocked, and they're going to have to resend it over with a sort of an overpass kill. And it's going to go out, and it'll be a point for the Royals.
On Royals. On the court to the service line, Lexi Dolchek.
And Lexi Dolchek going back to serve. 7-6 your score here in set number 2. The Saints leading the Royals. And now it's 8-6 as that serve will sail out and Flagler will get the point. Megan Hooks will serve for Flagler. That'll be dug out by Dolachek. Here's the bump set and the attack. Blocked at the net, but it's going to go out, and the Royals will get another point.
Yeah, Chiwa and Reddick doing exactly what they wanted to on that play, getting that block. Unfortunately for them, two a little bit closer to the line than I guess they assumed they were, and it goes right out.
Yep, Julia Forbes will get the kill on that. And Taylor Henry will serve it. Dug out by Flagler. Here's the set. Here's the attack by Chiwa, but they're able to block it by Queens. Valmer now on the attack, and she'll send it out. And now the Royals have tied it up at 8 apiece here in set 2.
Queens giving the Saints a little bit of their own medicine there, sending that block right back into the Saints zone.
Henry will serve it again. It'll be dug out there by Shark. Valmer on the attack. This time will be dug out. Here's the set and the attack, a little across the net, and Flagler trying to keep it alive, but they will not be able to, and Queens will take the lead now.
Just like that, the Royals are in the lead now.
Jessica Raines gets the kill. Taylor Henry back to serve again. And the dig is mishandled, but it's sent back over by Norelli. Nice heads-up play there, but not this time as a kill coming to Alex Thompson for the Royals, and they take a 2-point lead here about the halfway mark.
And despite that, despite the loss of the kill on that play by the Saints, I mean, they again showing so much resiliency on that play, never giving up.
And here we go, Flagler setting it up. Here comes the attack. They attack, and it's off the fingertips of the blockers, and that's going to go to Flagler as a point. Taylor Norelli will go back to serve. Norelli's serve, dug out by Queens. They'll set it up at the net. Here comes the attack. And this one will be blocked by Flagler, and they'll take the point and tie it up now at 10. Norelli serves it, and it sails out of bounds, and the Saints will give up the point to the Royals. Royals taking the lead again. Mallory Swartz is back to serve again. She's definitely the one you want back there if you want to string some points together, as she leads the Royals in terms of service aces. Here's her serve. That's corralled by Norelli. Here's the set and the attack. Beautiful dig by Dolicek to keep it alive, and Queens sending it back over. Valmer digs it out, though. Set, and here's the attack. Queens blocks it at the net, corralling it in their own zone. And we're going to have a point for Flagler on the ball handling error.
Again, you can't have those kinds of errors if you're going to be in a tournament like this where every team is just as dangerous as the last.
That's really costly because it looked like Queens was playing a good round there on that point.
And they give the tie right back to the Saints.
And here comes the Flagler serve from Parada. And Queens unable to corral it, so a service ace going to Rachel Parada.
Nothing they really could have done on that one. Dolchek tried to get that one, but unfortunately for her, it just bounced off of her hands in the wrong way that she didn't want. And Mancini unable to get to it.
Parada serving again. Here comes the dig, set. Here comes the attack now, and Flagler corralling it now, setting it up, tipping it over, and unable to get to it is Mancini. She almost had it, but it hit the hardwood, and the Saints will take a 2-point lead. And Parada serving again. Dug out by Dolicek. Set. Here's the attack. And an excellent job by Norelli to keep it alive, but it's going to fall down to the floor, and Queens will take the point. And Meredith Jones coming onto the court for the Queens Royals. Back to serve is Julia Forbes. Forbes' serve will be dug out there by Shark. Here's the set, attack by Valmer, and she's going to find the back of the court for a point.
Valmer having a big game for the Saints so far with 4 kills and 12 digs.
And now Valmer will serve it, and she serves it into the net, and the Royals will retake the serve. We'll send Mancini back to serve now. 14-13 your score here halfway through set number 2. 1-0 in terms of sets in favor of the Saints. As here comes the attack by Flagler, dug out by Queens. Here comes the attack by Forbes, but looks like Flagler is able to dig it out. And Valmer on the attack, right over to Queens. Queens now setting it up. Here's the attack. Excellent job to keep it alive by Norelli. Mancini sending it back over, and Flagler's going to send it out as they try to get the kill, but Royals will take the point. 14-14, we're knotted up once again.
I mean, beautiful effort on that play by Norelli. I mean, she just relentless, absolutely relentless on the defensive end of things. Just unfortunately for her not coming up on her side that time.
And now Queens setting it up. Here's the attack. And right into the face of the libero, Norelli. That could not have felt good. Bounced off of her hands and right into her nose. And the Royals will take advantage of that and get the point. Mancini will serve it again. Flagler digging it out, setting it up. Here comes the attack, a tip-over attack, but Mancini able to get to it. And it'll be sent over this time by Jones, and she will get the kill. And the Royals retaking that 2-point lead. Neither of these teams able to get more than 2 points ahead of the other.
Beautiful little line-hugging shot there by Queens.
Mancini's handing the serve over, and we might have a 3-point lead. We do as the ball falls to the floor, and the Royals taking a 3-point lead.
Saints doing a good job of cutting out those errors from the last set that haunted them so bad. If they can keep that up, we might just have a tie game on our hands.
Well, Mancini sending the serve over. Her counterpart, Norelli, will dig it out. Here's the set pass. The attack by Hooks. Dug out by Queens, though. They're having trouble with it, though, so they'll bump it over on the overpass. Valmer gets to it. Set up now by Flagler. Here's the attack, and the ball comes right at my face. But it's a point for the Flagler Saints.
Could have been dangerous for you, partner.
Don't really feel like getting hit in the face by a volleyball anytime soon, so I'll just have to keep my eye even closer on it. So back to serve, Sarah Davis for Flagler. That'll be dug out by Jones. Queen setting it up. And there goes a point over to Flagler. Ball handling error is the call, and the Saints are back within one of the Royals. Davis serving again, and her serve is going to sail up, and the Royals will take the point.
Good eye by the Royals on that play to just let that one go.
Sydney Coons back to serve again. Jessica Rains coming out onto the court for Queens as well. Coons serving. Dug out there by Norelli. Here comes the attack, and they're going to send it into their own net on the Flagler side. 19-16 your score here in the later moments of set number 2. Royals over the Saints.
I believe that was a little bit of hesitation by Shiwa on that attack.
And we're getting another timeout. Saints lead in sets 1-0, but the Royals lead set number 2, 19-16. It's number 3 versus number 7 here at the Southeast Regional Championships. And welcome back, folks. Marcus Johnson along with Jordan Phillips calling the action here at the semifinal of the Southeast Regional Championships. Number 3 Flagler versus number 7 Queens. 19 points for the Royals, 16 points for the Saints here in set number 2.
We welcome you back, of course, to semifinal Saturday here on this beautiful South Carolina evening. One thing to watch for, as we mentioned previously, the battle between the Liberos, Megan Mancini of the Royals with 13 digs, while Kayla Norelli of the Flagler Saints has 14.
And Sydney Coons will serve it for Queens. Flagler corralling it in their zone. Here's the attack by Hooks, but it's dug out by Mancini, kept alive. Jones on the attack, and she's going to get the point as it goes off the hands of Megan Hooks as she's unable to corral it, and it's 20-16 now.
And that Mancini's 14th dig, that'll tie the two Liberos at 14 now, each leading their team.
Coons serving, dug out, back at the net. Flagler able to keep it alive, though. Valmer setting up now for Hooks. Hooks sending it over, and it's going to fall into the floor as Meredith Jones backed off from it.
Yeah, it looked like a little hesitation there from Jones. I think she could have had that if she'd have dove for it, but I think she may have anticipated her teammate getting that one.
Now back to serve Tara Savitsky. That'll be dug out by Queens. Here's the set. A tip-over attack, but Flagler able to keep it alive. Here's the set pass and the attack. Dug out by Queens, but they're unable to do anything as the ball goes into the net and rolls towards the ground. And the Saints pull within 2 here in the later parts of this set. Savitsky will serve again. Dug out by Queens. Queens on the attack. Jones attack blocked at the net, and that's going to go out. And it'll be a point for the Saints.
And right back in it are the Saints now. 2018 or 19 your score here for Macon, South Carolina. We're going to have a timeout taken by the Royals.
And we'll join you soon. 20-19 your score in the later parts of set number 2. And welcome back to Game 1 of the Southeast Regional semifinals between the Flagler Saints, ranked number 3, and the Queens Royals, ranked number 7. Royals with a 1-point lead here in set number 2, 20-19 the score. Flagler with the ball to serve.
Again, the story of the set, errors by Queens.
That'll be dug out by Queens. They'll set up. Here's the attack. Tipped at the net on the block, and it's going to fall to the ground for a Royal point.
It seems they've been beating Flagler in terms of attacks and kills. They're solid on that end, but they make silly mistakes that cost them points on the end.
And Flagler is able to capitalize on those mistakes as Balmer digs out the serve. Here's the set and the attack, and it's too low for Dolicek to handle.
Well, no mistake on that. Flagler just put that right where it needed to be. Excellent kill there.
Not much Dolicek could have done. She would have had to have been 2 feet into the ground to get to that one.
Nice play by Chiwa.
And Megan Hooks will serve it for Flagler. Dug out by Mancini. Set, attack, tip over attack. Flagler able to corral it somehow, and they're going to attack on their own. And they're going to be a point for Queens on the net violation. Had to wait for the call. But with that, the Royals pull away with 2 points now. Pull away by 2 points, 22-20.
And Shark will come on for the Saints.
And we'll see Taylor Henry back to serve for the Royals. Henry serve, dug out there by Shark. Here's the attack by Valmer, but the Royals able to corral it. Here's the attack, and it's into the net as Norelli, the usually shorthanded Norelli, unable to do much with that. And it's 23-20, and another timeout coming here in the waning moments of set number 2. Royals leading the Saints. And welcome back to the Women's Volleyball Division II Southeast Regional semifinals between number 3 Flagler and number 7 Queens. Flagler Saints leading 1-0, but the Royals 23-20 here in set number 2, only 2 points away from taking this second set.
Play resumes with number 10, Taylor Henry at the service line.
And Taylor Henry will serve for the Royals.
And the Royals in prime position here. Let's see how they handle it.
Dug out by Flagler. Bump set pass. Here we go with the attack, and that's going to go into the net as it hit off the heel of Sarah Shark's hand. And the Royals will take a freebie point there, and it's now set point Royals. Henry serve. Dug out by Shark. Set. Attack by Chiwa, and she's going to get the kill on that with a beautiful shot that found the hardwood.
Absolutely devastating attack there by Chiwa. Not much Flagler, or not much Queens could have done on that one.
And they're going to extend set number 2 a little bit longer as Norelli will go back to serve for Flagler. That'll be dug out by Dolicek. Set. Here comes the attack, but Flagler able to dig it out. Norelli setting it. Valmer attacking and getting the kill, finding the hardwood, and now the Saints only trail by 2. Queens just seems to be unable to put them away here in the late moments. Flagler fighting back here with Norelli back to serve again. That'll be dug out by Dolicek. Here's the set. Here comes the attack. Blocked at the net, but it's going to stay in the Flagler zone as they set up an attack of their own. Blocked, but Queens keeping it alive. Here comes the attack by Queens. Fluttering around in the Flagler zone. They're trying to keep it alive. They do, and they're going to send it back over on the overpass. Queens digging it out. Having a little communication errors, and they're going to have an overpass here, allowing Flagler to set up for a kill of their own. Here it comes, and it's going to be in for the Flagler point.
That right on the line.
And here comes another timeout for Queens, as we are only a few points away from finishing this one off. 24-23, Royals lead the Saints by just one. And Queens Royals have retaken the court, still waiting on Flagler to come out of their timeout. 24-23 your score. Royals leading the Saints by just 1 point. It's still set point Royals, though. All they got to do is get one in, and they will take this second set and knot it all up at one apiece.
And again, if the Saints get one more point, we're going to be forced into a two points to win situation.
And I'm sure the Queens doesn't want to do that. They're coming back off of a 5-set victory, down 2-0 last night against Wingate.
And players in this game, the service line, 23-24.
The longer this game goes, the more the momentum shifts for Flagler, in my opinion, at least, because, as we said, they won their match last night in 3 sets, whereas it took Queens all 5 to get to dispose of Wingate.
And Queens on the attack. Valmer able to dig it out. A little tip over there. Queens now trying to set it up in their own zone. Here comes the attack. Norelli able to dig it out, though. Flagler setting up for an attack of their own. They do, but it is dug out now by Coons. And now Queens sending it back over into the Flagler zone. Flagler having trouble corralling it. They're going to have to send this one over on the overpass as well. Now it's up to Queens to set it up. Here's the attack, and that one is in for the point. And the Royals hang on to beat the Saints here in set number 2 to even it up at 1 set apiece here at the 2016 Southeast Regional Semifinals.
You almost hate to see it in like that. I mean, Shark just put in so much effort crossing the entire court to get to that play on that overpass right before Queens got that kill. But the cards fall where they do. And we're now tied at 1 here in this match.
And we're going to take a bit of a break, and we'll come back in just a couple of minutes for set number 3, Flagler versus Queens. And welcome back, folks. We're entering set number 3 between the number 3 ranked Flagler Saints and the number 7 ranked Queens Royals here at the Southeast Regional semifinal match, game 1. Saints took the first set, led it 1-0, almost came back to take the second set, but the Royals held on at the end to claim set number 2, and that's where we are right now, 1-1, as the Royals get set to serve with Mallory Swartz. And her serve goes over. It's hard to handle by Flagler. The Queens getting it now as it comes back over to their side. Flagler now digging it out. Norelli has to dig it. Valmer on the attack. Corralled now by Mancini. And it's sent back over on the overpass by Queens. Flagler on the attack again, barely keeping it alive. Mancini, she sends it back over. And Flagler's going to send it over on an easy kill attempt, but it goes out. And it's a point for the Royals.
Oh, Reddick would give anything to have that one back. Such an easy kill to make, just put a little bit too much into it. That's very unfortunate for her.
Possibly got a little too excited there, but it happens to the best of them. That'll give Swartz another opportunity to serve. Be dug out by Chiwa. Here comes the set. Here's the attack again. Jones getting to it this time. Now Cochran back there to hit it. Valmer on the attack now, and a little miscommunication there allows the ball to hit the hardwood and evens the score at 1-1.
Swartz diving for a ball. She probably had no business doing that too, and disrupted the flow of the defense and cost her team a point.
And that'll bring Kayla Norelli back to serve. Dug out by Mancini a little awkwardly, but Cochran able to recover. Mancini will send it over on the overpass to keep things going. Flagler setting up Davis tip attack. But Queens able to keep it alive somehow and send over now to the Flagler side where they can set up for another attack with Valmer, who puts it into the hardwood for a point.
Valmer with some fire behind that one. And now Kayla Norelli pulling ahead a little bit in the battle of the liberos here. 18 digs to Megan Mancini's 14. Two fantastic liberos in this match.
And that libero Norelli now serves. Dug out by Queens. They set up the attack. Here it comes, and that'll find the hardwood, and the Royals tie it up again.
And the Royals answer with an attack of their own with some fierceness behind it.
And Rebecca Cochran goes back.
Or ferocity, should I say. I don't think fierceness is a word.
No, I think it is. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Here comes a set by Flagler. Valmer going for it, but they're going to call something here. Net violation is the call. Wasn't sure if it was an illegal attack or a net violation. And that'll give a point to the Royals. Cochran will serve it again, leading 3-2. Dug out by Flagler. Here's the set. Here's the attack by Davis, and she'll send it out. And that'll be another point for the Royals.
4-2 now your score. The Royals being a little patient here. They're just letting Flagler make mistakes now.
And the Royals made their share of mistakes. They got to try to make up for it here in set 3 as Valmer on the attack. And that one is going to go out, and Cochran, who dove for it, didn't touch it, fortunately for her. And that'll be a point for the Royals.
Luckily for her team, she attempted to make a diving dig there, but just missed it, and it went out.
And she'll go back to serve again. It'll be dug out by Shark. Set. Davis on the attack. Mancini gets to it, though, and Jones will attack. Valmer able to dig that one out low. Here's the set and the attack. Blocked at the net, and that'll be a point for Queens.
There again, Queens playing the Saints game. Get those big blocks at the net. You can't get it across. How can you score?
Yeah, Meredith Jones and Alex Thompson credited with the block as it's 6-2 now. Royals over the Saints. Valmer digs out the serve. Davis on the attack, but Cochran will dig it out. Set by Queens. Here comes a tip-over attack, but that'll be dug out by Shark now. And Valmer trying to tip it over, and Queens able to corral it somehow. Jones sending it over, blocked at the net. And Queens going to have to scramble for this one to keep it alive. And they're going to do an overpass here. And it's going to be a point for Flagler. Nick the antenna, right? That's
unfortunately for Mancini, yeah, it did. It hit right off the antenna.
Well, she was at an awkward angle, and she didn't have a lot of room to work with there. So kind of expected almost. But back to serve now, Rachel Parada for Flagler. Dug out there by Jones. set. Jones attacks. An excellent job by Shark to keep the point alive, and Valmer will send it over on an attack of her own. Queens setting up for attack again. Jones attacking, and that'll be dug out, though. Valmer attacking again. Blocked at the net by Queens, and they get the point.
Huge block by the Royals there, but how much can you say about Shark? She is out here absolutely attacking on these defensive plays. Sarah Shark not afraid to dive and get under these balls. She's making plays out here.
She's doing everything she can to ensure her team wins, and it's paying off somehow. Except for in that case where Flagler's attack sends it out. And the Royals take the point 8-3. And Flagler is going to call a timeout. 8-3, Royals over the Saints. We're knotted up in sets, one apiece here in set number 3 of the Southeast Regional. And welcome back, folks. Queens Royals ranked at number 7 versus the number 3 ranked Flagler Saints. We're tied up at one set apiece here at the Southeast Regional semifinal, but the Royals lead it here in set number 3 by 5 with an 8-3 lead.
And the Royals playing well so far in this set. 8-3 the score. Just continue doing what you've been doing. That's got to be your game plan here. Make them play your game.
Mancini's serve is returned by Flagler's Valmer, but Queen's able to reset up. And this time it'll be Norelli getting to it. Sarah Davis on the attack, and Cochran can't seem to corral it, and she nails one of her own on the bench. Get it in the head.
Cochran able to get to it, just unable to get her fist under it the way she wanted to, hitting it off to the side instead of straight back.
And nailing, like I said, nailing one of her coaches or teammates over there. Wasn't sure who it hit. But Valmer will be back now to serve for the Saints. Cochran will dig it out. Here's the set, attacked by Jones. And it is not going to be returned there as it bounced off a couple different Saints and sailed out of bounds for another point for the Royals.
On the court, number 7, Jessica Raines.
And Jessica Raines coming out now onto the court for Queens. And here comes the serve by Coons. Flagler gets to it though. Valmer sending it over, and she's going to send it out. And the Royals will take advantage of that to get the point.
10-4 now for the Royals. They continue this kind of play and cut out those errors that they had trouble with early on in the first 2 sets. This could get ugly really quick.
Substituting in is number 15, Peyton Pillsbury.
And Valmer will go off as Peyton Pillsbury, the sophomore out of Ponte Verde, Florida, comes out. That'll be dug out by Norelli. Here's the set and the attack. That'll find the hardwood. Megan Hooks will get the kill. And Sarah Davis will go back to serve now for Flagler. And Jones unable to dig that one out properly as it skews off into the stands. And that'll be a point for the Saints. Service ace for Sarah Davis. Davis setting up to serve again. Dug out by Cochran. It sent a little too far. Flagler tipping it back over, but Queen's able to corral it. And that'll have to be sent over on the overpass where Flagler gets another opportunity, a quick one. But Cochran getting to it after the beautiful dig by Coons. And that one is going to land just out, and Flagler will take the point.
Flagler starting to pull back into this one. 10-7 now the score.
And Davis serves, and it's going to hit the net and go down for a Royal point.
Substituting is number 1, Lexi Dolchek, and number 18, Julia Forbes.
And Dolchek and Forbes coming out now for Queens as Dolchek goes back to serve. That'll be dug out. Flagler playing around with it, sending the attack over. Mancini gets to it though. Here's the set by Coons and the attack is corralled by Norelli on the dig and a little tip over. That's going to land just in for a Flagler point.
It seemed like Julia Forbes wanted to let that one go. She tried, I think. Guess he thought it was going out, but
it just hit the line, it looks like. And that'll send Tara Savitsky back to serve as the Saints trail the Royals 11-8. And here's the set by Coons, the attack. That's going to be successful as Pillsbury's unable to come up with it. And the Royals will take the point and get the serve back.
Yeah, I believe her teammates thought that one was going to go out, but I don't think it was. Pillsbury saw that, dove for it, unable. She was just not in position to make that play.
Henry's serve corralled by Flagler. Here's the set and the attack, and that'll find the hardwood for Megan Hooks to get the kill.
No doubter on that one. Dolchek had no chance on that one.
And we'll see Valmer come back out as Pillsbury heads back to the bench. Back to serve is Megan Hooks for Flagler. Dug out there by Queens, and that's going to get blocked at the net by Flagler off the tips of the fingers of Queens, and that'll be a point for the Saints. 12-10 now the score.
Flagler's starting to battle here. Back within 2 now after being down big early.
And Hooks will send it over on the serve. Dug out by Queens. Here comes the attack. Tip over attack, but Queens Flagler able to dig it out and send it in there by Ashley Chiwa getting the kill.
Yeah, Coons attempted to make that play. However, I guess it jammed her fingers and she just wasn't able to get all the way under there. It just kind of stopped dead as soon as it hit her fingers.
And Megan Hooks will serve again. Dug out by Dolachek. Sent over back by Queens. Now Flagler setting up. Valmer on the attack. Dolachek digs it out. Here's the set by Coons and the attack by Queens. Valmer gets to it, sending it way up into the air, but they're able to re-corral it and send it over on the overpass. Now it's up to Queens. Here comes Queens on the attack. And Flagler has a bit of trouble with it, bouncing it around. And it's going to be sent over, but the point goes to Queens. Crediting the kill to Jessica Rains. And Flagler looking for an explanation from the officials on that.
Savitsky arguing that there were only 3 touches by Flagler on that play, but walking away now.
So with that, the score now 13-11, Royals over the Saints here in set number 3. Knotted up at 1 set apiece, however. And back to serve, we will see Mallory Swartz. Swartz's service sent over, getting down there and digging it out, however, was Shark. And they'll send it back over for Queens' attack. Valmer digs it out. Here's the set. Valmer on the attack, blocked at the net, but Flagler trying to re-corral it, and they'll send it over on the overpass by Norelli. Coons setting up the attack, and Norelli again digging it out. They're keeping it alive in the Flagler zone, sending it over on the overpass. Queens going to set up another attack. Let's see what happens. It's going to be blocked at the net, but Queens able to re-corral it. Here comes another attack, and that one is going to find the hardwood for a point for Queens.
Huge effort on that play defensively by Tara Savitsky for the Saints. I mean, running across court, getting to the broadcast table here. Unfortunately for her, her team not able to prevent that kill from the Saints.
That's got to
or
be a
from the-
boost
from
for
the Royals.
Queens. As the serve comes over, Flagler setting it up. Valmer getting ready for the attack. Blocked at the net, but Valmer able to re-corral it. Set up now. Here's the attack by Chiwa, and she'll find the hardwood for the point for the Saints. That'll send Kayla Norelli back to serve. Queens corrals the serve. Here comes the attack, blocked at the net, and it's going to land out. And Queens will take the point.
Wait for the Royals now.
Forbes will get credited with the kill.
Substituting in number 12, Meredith Jones. Number 8, Rebecca Cochran.
Meredith Jones and Rebecca Cochran coming back out onto the court. And Cochran goes back to serve. Cochran serve, dug out by Norelli. Here's the set at the net. Valmer on the attack, and it's blocked, and it's sent out for a Flagler point.
Unfortunately for that front line by the Royals, that play put just a little too much into that block, send it out.
And that'll give the serve to Rachel Parada for the Saints. That serve is going to sail out. Point for Lander. Not Lander. Lander? Not point for Lander. Point for Queens.
You're going back in time, are you?
I don't know why I said that. Megan Mancini back to serve. And they're playing with it in the Flagler zone, sent over by Valmer. Here's the set, the attack by Queens, and that's going to fall out, and it'll be a point for Queens. You give the kill to Taylor Henry. And the Royals leading now 17-13. Mancini back to serve again. That'll be dug out by her counterpart, Norelli. Valmer on the attack. Blocked at the net, corralled in the Queens zone. And there's the attack by Jones, and that'll sail out, and that'll be a Flagler point.
Thought for a moment that would have been a ball handling error, but I might have counted too many.
And Valmer will go back to serve now for the Saints as we're trading points here just past the halfway mark of set 3. Valmer's serve comes over. Mancini digging it out. Jones gets to that one. Cochran will send it over. That'll be dug out this time by Parada. Here's the set by Savitsky. Sent over. And Queens unable to do much with it as it goes under the net. And it'll be a point for the Saints.
Mancini trying to dig that one. Unfortunately hit her at a weird angle, and she just kind of pushed it into the ground.
And Valmer will serve again. Sent over, Cochran digs it out, set by Coons, sent over by Coons, and Flagler is going to try to corral it. Valmer sending it back over, Cochran digs it, here's the set, here comes the attack by Jones. Norelli gets to it, however. Tip of the net, here comes the attack, and it's going to go off the hands of Swartz. And the Saints are back within one. Sarah Davis with the kill.
Saints trying to string together some plays here and take this lead back here in set number 3.
And Valmer will serve it again. Cochran will get to it. Coons will set it. Jones will attack with it. And that will be just out. And Flagler has come all the way back to tie it up at 17 apiece.
Really good attack there by Jones on that play. Unfortunately for her, just not quite landing in.
And that'll be a timeout called by the Royals. 17-17 your score between the number 3 and number 7 here at the Southeast Regional semifinals. And welcome back, folks. Flagler Saints playing against the Queens Royals here in the Southeast Regional semifinals. It's all tied up here in terms of sets, and here in set number 3, 1-1 in set, 17-17 in this set.
Yeah, the Royals have been giving up big leads often in this match. Honestly, that's something they're going to have to work on as this match continues if they want to have a chance of pulling this out and moving on to the finals.
And Tasia Valmer back there to serve for the Saints. Valmer's serve will be just barely in. Queens let it go, but it hit the line. And with that, the Saints have taken the lead.
I can't lie, I thought that was going to go out myself, but beautiful serve by Valmer, landing exactly where it needed to.
Valmer serving again. This time the serve will go out, and Queens will take the point and tie the match.
Trying to recreate with the serve that she had just made. Unfortunately for her, a little bit too much behind this particular one.
And with that, we'll see Sydney Coons back to serve for the Royals. That's sent over. Norelli will dig it out. Valmer gets to it this time, and they're going to just send it over on the overpass. Cochran gets to it. Here's the set by Coons, and here comes the attack. Flagler able to corral it, though. There's the set by Parada. The attack by Hooks. That's going to be a kill for Megan Hooks.
And back to trading points, it seems.
This time they're trading points by the Saints taking one over the Royals. And Sarah Davis will serve it now. And her serve hits the net, and the Royals take the point.
We're tied again.
Substituting in for the Royals, number 1, Lexi Dolchek, and number 18, Julia Forbes.
Julia Forbes and Lexi Dolchek coming out now. And we'll see Dolchek go back to the line to serve. Dolchek's serve is going to find Norelli, and it's going to go back over to the Queen's side. They're going to have to try to corral it. They do, and here comes the attack by Forbes, but Velmer is there for it. Here comes the attack by Chiwa, and she will get it.
And that's another lead for the Saints now.
Saints. Back on the floor is number 9, Shanae Reddick.
And Tara Savitsky will serve for Flagler. And that'll be set up here in the Queens zone. Here's the attack, blocked at the net, kept alive by Queens though, and they'll send it over on a bump over pass. Valmer gets to it. Here comes the set. Here comes the attack, a tip over attack. Queens able to corral it, setting up on their own. Here comes Forbes' attack, and Valmer makes the dive to save it, but it's going to go just past the reach of Savitsky, who made a valiant effort to get to it, but to no avail as the Royals tie it up again at 20 apiece.
Savitsky fought hard for that one, but unfortunately, even if she had been able to get to that, I doubt it would have made much of a difference on that play. That was just a well-hit ball by the Royals.
And Queens' serve coming over. Valmer on the attack. This time dug out by Coons. Here's the set. Here comes the attack. And this time, Savitsky able to dig it out. And here comes the attack by Flagler. Set, attack by Queens. Norelli gets to it. Valmer getting over to her dig, and that's going to be sent over on the overpass. Queens setting up again with Coons. Here comes the attack, and that's going to be a point for Queens as it goes off the fingertips of the blockers and out.
And Queens takes the lead now, 21-20. It's a very hard-fought set. These two teams not wanting to leave anything on the court. They're going to battle hard here. They know what's on the line. They know what's at stake in this set.
And here's the serve by Taylor Henry. Flagler getting to it. Here comes the attack by Chiwa, blocked at the net by Queens. They're able to corral it. Coons setting it up. Here comes the attack by Forbes. This time it's blocked at the net by Flagler, and they will get the point.
Oh, absolutely devastating block by Chiwa and Reddick on that play.
That pair has been absolutely dominant tonight in terms of blocking. And it's 21-21 here in the later parts of the set. Back to serve, Megan Hooks. Hooks' serve will be corralled by Dolachek. Here's the set, here's the attack. It's gonna fall just in front of diving Norelli, and I believe it was Hooks. That's gonna be a point for the Royals.
Same side is number 10, Sarah Sharp. And on the Royals, playing in the is
Sarah Shark coming out for Flagler. And Mallory Swartz coming back out onto the court, and she will take the ball to serve for the Royals. Here comes Schwartz's serve. That'll be dug out by Flagler. Set. Chiwa trying to send it over, but she'll send it into her own net. And with that, the Royals have a 2-point lead in the later parts of set 3. And a timeout coming up here by the Saints. 23-21, number 7 Royals leading the number 3 Saints here in the later parts of set number 3. And welcome back, folks, to the Women's Volleyball Division II Southeast Regional Semifinals here in Aiken, South Carolina. I'm Marcus Johnson along with Jordan Phillips bringing you the action from today's game as the Royals of Queens are leading the Flagler Saints 23-21 here in set number 3, each tied up 1 set apiece.
It's a crucial moment in this set. The Royals 1 point away from set point, but the Saints not far behind. 23-21 your score. This serve could be big in this set.
And Swartz serves it for Queens. Here's the set. Here comes the attack by Valmer. And dug out there. Sent back over to the Flagler zone. Fornarelli gets it. Here comes the attack by Reddick. And they'll send it around the Queens zone here. Comes the attack by Forbes and blocked at the net by the duo of Reddick and Chiwa. Picking up that block and bringing the Saints within 1. And Kayla Norelli will go back to serve for the Flagler Saints. And there's the serve, dug out. Here's the set, the attack by Queens. This time Flagler digs it out. Norelli setting it up for Valmer, who attacks. Excellent dive by Dolacek to keep it alive. Forbes on the attack, tipped by the blockers, kept alive. It's going into the backfield, and Norelli unable to come up with it. And the Royals are at set point, 24-22.
Huge kill by Dolacek there. Despite a valiant effort from Norelli, I don't think there was any way she was going to be able to contain that one. And the Royals are in the position to reap the benefits of their performance in this set.
And Rebecca Cochran coming off the bench, and she will head back to the line to serve. And Cochran served, dug out by Valmer, and unable to get to it was Reddick as she sent it way out, and that'll give the third set to the Royals, 25-22. Royals now lead it in sets 2-1 as we're about ready to head off to set number 4. And welcome back, folks. The Queens Royals are pumped up as they do a little bit of dancing to the background music, which I am ashamed to admit my partner Jordan Phillips and I were doing and are still doing, apparently. Welcome to set number 4 of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Division II Regional Semifinals. The first game between the number 7 ranked Queens Royals and the number 3 ranked Flagler Saints. Flagler took the first set, but Queens stormed back and took sets 2 and 3, and they lead it 2-1 as we go into this fourth set. And you got to be thinking, this Queens team, they mean serious business. They have taken down one of the number 2 ranked team in Wingate, possibly a favorite to win all of it. And now they're taking down the reigning PVC tournament and regular season co-champions, and they're beating them late in the match.
An interesting fact to note, as you stated, Flagler, the PVC champions, if they win this match, they will have eliminated both the SAC and the PBC conference tournament champions in this tournament so far in the regional tournament.
That's just that's quite the accomplishment when you think about it. And then
especially coming in as a lower seeded team, number 7 ranked team.
I mean, not a lot of people thought that this team probably would do much, and then they stormed back against Wingate, and Flagler finding themselves in a bit of a hole here. But Flagler is a good team. They're obviously ranked number 3, so they're no pushovers, and they're going to do everything they can to send this to 5 sets.
And Flagler, despite their number 3 seed, has an argument to say that they're the best team in this tournament.
They very well could. They very well could. As Norelli serves it, Mancini digs it out. Here's the set and the attack by Queens. Flagler digging it out, though, sending it over and putting it into the hardwood to take the first point of set number 4.
And Sydney Coons attempted to stop that one. Unfortunately, that one coming in with some heat behind it. No chance to make that play.
And Norelli serving. That'll be dug out by Jones. Coons will set it up. Here comes the attack, a tip-over attack that is corralled by Flagler. Valmer sending it over, blocked at the net. Excellent diving stop by Reddick to keep it alive. Valmer sending it back over. Queens has trouble corralling it. That's going to drop to the floor, and the Saints will pick up another point.
Despite the effort there from that defensive front by Coons and Raines on that play, Valmer just able to get that one through him.
And we'll have a pause in the action here as they wipe up the floor, something that was a regular occurrence when the Pacers were playing here during the regular season. Well, the moisture is dried up, and Aureli's ready to serve. Jones digging it out a little awkwardly, but Mancini's able to re-corral it, and Coons will send it over on the overpass. Flagler digging it this time, setting it up. Here's the attack, blocked at the net, but Queens able to corral it perfectly, and here comes the attack by Cochran. Norelli will get to it and save it, and it'll be Valmer sending it over on the overpass to Mancini, who sets it up. Here comes the attack, and that attack is going to sail far and out, and 3 points in a row going to the Saints. Early on here in set number 4, Saints coming out with a vengeance here to try to tie this thing up again at 2 sets apiece. Morelli's serve, tipped over the net, but Jones able to corral it. Cochran on the attack. Her attack getting past the diving Norelli, and the Royals pick up their first point of this set.
Nice play there. One thing I've noticed about the Queens team, early on in the match, Meredith Jones accumulated 12 kills fairly quickly, but has since gone quiet. They're going to need her to get back involved in the offense here if they're going to want to get back into this.
And Mallory Swartz will serve it now, and her serve is going to find the line as Flagler let it go by. And just like that, a service ace for Swartz brings the Royals within 1.
Can't ask for much better than that. Perfectly placed, perfectly timed.
We saw one of those from Valmer earlier, which Queens let go by. As Swartz will serve it again. This time a short serve, and she's going to get another service ace. Diving for it and unable to come up with it was Sarah Shark. She is just all over the place trying her best to get those balls.
And just like that, we're tied at 3. 2 back-to-back aces from Swartz.
We'll see what she does here. She serves it again. This time it's a little harder around the mid part of the court. She's using all of the court in her serves. And that'll be sent over this time by Flagler. Set up the attack off the top of the antenna And that's going to be a point for the Saints.
Unfortunate there. An excellent attack, just barely off of that antenna by Thompson.
A good call by the official to see that. It was very close. But it's 4-3 Saints now. Back to serve, Rachel Parada. Parada's serve, picked up by Jones. There's the set by Coons, and the attack blocked at the net, but straight down into their own side of the floor on Flagler, and that'll be a point for the Royals.
Beautiful kill by Thompson on that one to make up for that error in that when it hit the antenna there a couple points ago.
I don't know if you can really even call that an error. It was just an unfortunate accident, really. Cochran serving. There's a bump set, and they're just going to send it over off the arms of Norelli, and it's going to sail out, and another point for the Royals. The Royals with a 5-4 lead as Cochran serves. Valmer will pick up her serve, and nobody there to get it as it just falls straight to the ground after the dig, and the Royals picking up another freebie.
Got to be a little bit frustrating there if you're Tasia Valmer. You get the dig, and then none of your teammates there to make the play.
And Valmer did her job. Cochran sending it over this time, and the dig by Shark was just off to the side, and nobody was able to get to it. Another service ace there for Cochran, and the Royals leading it 7-4. And we'll see Peyton Pillsbury come back out onto the court. She will take the place of Sarah Shark. Here comes Cochran's serve. That'll be dug out by the libero Norelli. Flagler on the attack. Cochran with an excellent dig to keep it alive. And Mancini will keep it going, and they'll just send it over off the arms of Swartz. Flagler back on the attack. Valmer gets to it. Cochran with a beautiful dig and sends it back over to the Flagler side. Valmer again with the attack. Mancini gets to it, and it's going to go flying way out of the reach of everybody, and that'll be a nicely earned point by the Saints.
Cochran with two beautiful digs there. Unfortunately for her, her efforts will go unrewarded as Flagler picks up the point.
And Valmer now, after having her dig rejected, earning that kill, and she will go back to serve. Mancini digs it out. Here's the set by Coons. The attack by Jones. Hit at the net and tipped around in the Flagler zone. Flagler attacks, and I believe that was Sarah Davis putting it to the hardwood to pull the Saints within one.
That was Davis, and unfortunately for Queens, Swartz had no chance on that one. Just a well-hit ball by Sarah Davis.
Valmer will serve again. Mancini digs it out. Coons will set it. Here's the attack. And they'll bounce it around in the Flagler zone. Here comes the attack by Flagler. Jones gets to it. Another quick attack by Coons, but it's off the net. And it will be a point for Flagler, and we are tied up 7-7 here in set 4.
Just not quite enough lift on that one by Coons there.
Valmer still back serving for Flagler. That'll be dug out by Mancini. Here's the set by Coons. Jones on the attack, and Valmer with a nice dig there to keep it going. There's the set and the attack there by Flagler. Another attack, and that one is going to land in for a point for the Royals.
That one had some force behind it on that play. A little bit of a momentum shifter we might just see in that play.
That will send Mancini back to serve it. Excellent dig by her counterpart over there on the Flagler side, and Sarah Davis coming in there and putting it to the hardwood to tie this one up again at 8 apiece. And it will send Sarah Davis back to serve now.
Davis just a monster for the Saints with 14 kills now.
She's certainly proven her worth here in this tournament. And her serve tips off the net. Cochran with a heads-up dig there, but Jones unable to get to it as she sends it straight into the net. And we'll call it a service ace for Sarah Davis as Queens was unable to do much with it. And now the Saints have taken the lead here in the fourth set. Davis sending it over. Cochran trying to dig it. She hit it at the wrong angle. And another service ace for Sarah Davis, and the Saints are 2 points ahead now.
That's two back-to-back aces for Davis. Just what the doctor ordered for this Saints offense.
Davis's serve. Cochran gets to it. This time it's a beautiful dig. And here's the attack by Jones. Valmer digging it out nice and low. And the attack by Flagler finds the back corner. That's the third straight point for the Saints. And there comes the timeout by the Queens Royals. And we are going to take a short break here. We're in set number 4 between the Royals and the Saints. Saints lead it 11-8. Welcome back, folks. Southeast Regional semifinal action here between the number 3 Flagler Saints and the number 7 Queens Royals. Royals lead it in sets 2-1, but the Saints are leading here in set number 4, 11-8. And Sarah Davis still back to serve for Flagler. Her serve will be dug out there by Mancini, but she sends it over here into the press area. And another service ace for Sarah Davis. I believe that's her
third in this service attempt alone.
Wow, those are some good numbers there by Davis as she serves again. Mancini gets to it again. Jones trying to get to it, and they're able to send it over just barely, but they're going to call it a point on Lander.
The ball's down. Point Saints.
Yeah, that's Davis's 4th service ace of the match.
The Queens just seems to be unable to answer Sarah Davis right now. They got to try to figure something out here if they want to pull back into this set. Here's Davis's serve. Mancini getting to it this time. Coons sets it up. Cochran attacks, but she puts it into her own net. And the Saints picking up another point. It's 15-8. Queens struggling a little bit here in the midway part of set number 4. And Flagler seeing an opportunity here to pull away.
Yeah, the momentum has clearly shifted in this set.
Mancini gets to it. Coons digs it out. Cochran attacks. Valmer keeps it alive. Tipped at the net. But Flagler keeping it going. Here comes the set. Sent over to the Queens side. Coons trying to send it over. Flagler keeping it alive. Sending it way up into the air. And an overpass coming here. Cochran gets to that overpass. Coons sets it up. Attack! That's going to be in for Queens. Meredith Jones gets credited with the kill on a net violation. So the Royals will pick up a point now, and they finally get the serve back in their corner with Sydney Coons. Coons' serve goes to Valmer. Here comes the set. Here's the attack. That'll be sent back over on the dig. Flagler corrals it, setting up for another attack. Here it comes, and this time it's going to be in and past the libero, Megan Mancini. And another point to the Saints. They credited the kill to Megan Hooks on that one as Tara Savitsky goes back to serve. Mancini digs it out. Coons sets it. Here's the attack. Blocked at the net. And it'll be in there for Flagler.
Yeah, the Saints have certainly come alive since that timeout. They figured something out in that huddle, and they have just turned it on against the Royals of Queens University.
And score 16-9 here. As Flagler will serve it again. Cochran will dig it out. Coons will set it up. Here comes Jones on the attack, and that'll be stopped by Norelli. And there's another attack. Mancini digging it out this time. Jones with the bump set. Cochran sending it back over, and it's a little too much behind it. And the Saints pick up another point.
And we're going to have another timeout taken by the Royals.
Smart move here as they trail the Saints 17-9 here in set number 4 of the Southeast Regional. And welcome back. Set number 4 between the Royals and Saints. Saints lead this set 17-9. Royals lead sets 2-1. And Flagler has possession of the serve with Tara Savitsky to serve it. And Savitsky's serve. Dug out by Jones. Kuhn sets. Jones attacks. Balmer gets to it, sending it up into the air. And that'll be sent back over on the overpass by Flagler. Cochran gets to it. Here's the attack. And that's going to be a point and a kill there for Jessica Raines. And the Royals getting the point and their serve back. And Lexi Dolchek heading back to serve. Royals looking to try to string together a few points and put themselves right back in this set. Dolchek's serve tips off the top of the net. That's going to be in there for a point for Queens.
Couldn't ask for a better time for a service ace here for the Royals as they attempt to get some of this momentum back on their side.
Indeed, the service ace to Lexi Dolchek, and she'll serve it again. This time they'll be able to dig it out over in the Flagler zone. Here comes the attack, blocked at the net, kept alive. And they're going to bounce it around in the Queens zone. Dolchek sending it over. Valmer picking it up now. Here's the set pass at the net. Here's the attack. Blocked by Queens and down to the floor for another Royals point.
Few things will shift momentum like a service ace and a block. And then Queens, exactly when they needed it, picked up just that.
Seems like they've made a few adjustments through that timeout, a well-timed timeout. As Dolchek sending it over on her serve. Valmer gets to it. Here's the set here at the net. The attack by Chiwa, and she will find the hard court and pick up the momentum for the Saints again.
Chiwa driving that one down.
Now back to serve for Flagler is Megan Hooks. Hooks' serve over there to Queens, and there's the attack. Flagler able to corral it, though. Morelli will set it up, and an overpass here. Coons gets to it. Set up by Dolachek. Here's the attack. Flagler gets back to it. Morelli now with a bump set. The attack by Flagler is dug out by Queens. They're keeping it alive, and they will send it back over with Raines. And now the set pass. Here's the attack by Reddick, and off the blockers and out, and a point for the Saints. And Hooks will go back to serve again. 19-12 the score here. Royals finding themselves in a bit of a hole as the Saints are starting to walk away with it here in set 4. Kuhn sets up. Here's the attack. Blocked at the net again by that dominant duo of Janae Reddick and Ashley Chiwa.
And dare I say it, we may just have a 5th set on the way here in Aiken, South Carolina.
If the trend continues, we will, as it's 20-12 with Hooks still serving. It'll be dug out there by Mancini. Here's the attack and a kill for Taylor Henry as she finds the hardwood.
Nice play by Henry there, finding that gap in the defense, setting it right down in the middle.
And Queens will get the serve, and Taylor Henry will get to serve it. And a little bad dig there by Pillsbury is going to result in a service ace for the Royals, something they need desperately here if they want to claw their way back into this set. Henry with the serve. Pillsbury able to dig this one out. Here's the set for Chiwa. It's off the blockers and down to the hardwood for a point for the Saints, 21-14. Kaylin Orelli will serve it again, the libero for the Saints. That serve is going to find the hardwood. The Queens let it go, but it hit the line, and another point for the Saints.
That's a perfect serve by Norelli there. Can't really ask much better than that.
And here's the serve. Mancini digs it out, set by Coons. Here's the attack, and that attack is going to sail just a little too far. And another point for the Saints. It's 23-14. Window of opportunity to close this match out is disappearing for the Royals. Norelli serving. Mancini digging. Coons setting. Here's the attack, blocked at the net, but the Queens able to keep it going. There's another set by Flagler. Valmer getting to it. There's the attack, blocked at the net. Flagler keeping it alive, though. Another attack by Reddick. Kept alive by Queens. Here's the set. Here's the attack by Forbes, and she's going to get the kill there to get another point for the Royals.
And the Royals down but not out. I mean, their margin for error is extremely slim here, but stranger things have happened. They'll need 8 points in order to tie.
And back to serve, Mallory Swartz for the Royals. Her serve is going to find Valmer. There's going to be a set at the net. Flagler setting it over. There's the block, and there's the kill. Well, not really a kill, but a block point for the Royals. And they're starting to claw their way back here, 23-16. And that serve is going to go into the net, and a freebie point for the Saints will make it set point, 24-16.
And the Royals' margin for error is now 0. The next point by the Saints, barring an 8-point run by the Royals, will result in a Flagler victory in this set and a 5th set overall in the match.
And Parada will serve it. Dolacek gets to it. Coons will set it. Forbes sending it over. And that's going to hit the floor. And another point for the Royals. They're not out of it yet here in set 4.
Not a bad start here for the Royals.
The substitution is number 12, Meredith Jones, and number 8, Rebecca Cochran.
Cochran coming back on out, as well as Meredith Jones. Cochran will go back to serve, however. Cochran's serve is going to be a service ace as Pillsbury was unable to dig it out properly. And now it's 24-18. A glimmer of hope for the Royals to finish out this match here in this set with Cochran serving. Pillsbury digs this one properly, though. Valmer on the attack, and she's going to find the hardwood to take set number 4 for the Saints. And we are going to a 5th and final set. Queens' second 5th set match today, although they'd rather not have gone to 5 sets this time as they had the lead here, but now 2 sets apiece.
The only thing I find myself thinking is this Royals team has to be absolutely exhausted. I mean, 2 5s, 10 sets of volleyball in 2 days is just an unimaginable amount of volleyball for these women. And not only that, but to think that if they win this, then they're going to have to play at least 3 more sets again tomorrow. Eventually, fatigue has to set in, and you have to wonder when that point is. Maybe we've already seen that, and that would explain their play in this 4th set. But we'll see what happens in this 5th set. I can only imagine that it's going to be just as interesting as the rest of this game has been.
Indeed, I hope so. Queens has had a reputation at this tournament for a bit of theatrics. We'll see if they can pull one out here in the 5th and final set. Again, a reminder to all the folks watching this or listening to this at home, 5th sets go to 15 points, barring a 1 point or tie. differential.
And the teams also will switch sides after the 8th point.
And with that, we're going to a brief intermission. Number 3 Flagler, number 7 Queens, battling it out at the Southeast Regional semifinal. 2-2 are the sets. And welcome back. We're moments away from the 5th and final set between number 3 Flagler and number 7 Queens. It's been a heck of a match, and we're getting used to seeing this with Queens. This is their 2nd, 5th set and match of this tournament. And Flagler is going to look to try to make the comeback win as they trailed 2-1, taking the 4th set, though, by a sizable margin. And Queens is going to look to try to close it out and make their way to the championship round of this Southeast Regional Tournament, where they will face the winner of USC Aiken and Armstrong.
State. These two teams know exactly what's on the line here. You win here, you're in the finals. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is it. This is what you play all season long for. This opportunity. You win this match, you're in the finals, and you have a chance to go to the Elite Eight, the national championships.
And all these schools are very hopeful for that opportunity. However, only one will do it. And Mallory Swartz will serve in hopes that her Royals will be one of those teams. And Swartz's serve is dug out by Norelli. Flagler sets up. Here's the attack by Chiwa, and she's going to get the kill. And a quick early point for the Saints as they pull out to a 1-0 lead. We'll see Norelli back to serve. Norelli's serve, dug out by her counterpart, Mancini. Here's the set and the attack by Cochran, dug out by the Saints, and they're going to put it into their own net, and that'll be a point for the Royals. And Meredith Jones coming out now in place of Lexi Dolacek for the Royals. Rebecca Cochran will serve. Cochran's serve goes straight to Shark. Flagler on the attack. And there's going to be a point for Queens as the ball goes down.
Had an unfortunate mistake, unfortunate and rare mistake by Sarah Davis. And in this situation, you can't allow those kinds of mistakes to happen.
Cochran will serve it again. Cochran serve finds Norelli. Now that'll be another attack there by Flagler. Here's the attack by Jones. And they're going to give that point to Flagler as it sails out. And Rachel Parada comes out now for Flagler to serve as they're all knotted up at 2 points apiece here in the set. Tied up 2 sets apiece. Parada's serve. Dug out by Mancini, who had to go down low to get it. Here's the attack. Valmer gets to it, though. Here's the set and the attack by Davis. Cochran able to get to it, though. And Jones will send it over on the overpass, and she's going to get the kill.
That unfortunate there for Shark landed on the ball.
And she overestimated, it looked like. She thought the ball was coming in faster than it was. And that'll send Megan Mancini back to serve for the Queens Royals. Her serve picked up by Flagler, set at the net. Here's the attack by Valmer, and she's going to send it out, and Queens is going to take the point.
Queens barely able to get out of the way of that on 2 separate occasions. Excellent play there by them to make sure that ball went out, and they got the point on that play.
And Mancini will serve it again here. Royals up 4-2 in the 5th and final set. Dug out by Flagler. Here's the attack, and this time Flagler's going to get the kill off the blockers. Sarah Davis with that kill, and Saints pull within 1. And they'll send that back Tasia Valmer for the serve. Elmer's serve over to Mancini and sent over, and Coons unable to tip it over. And the Saints have tied it up at 4 apiece.
Had an unfortunate mistake there by Coons. She was in range, just unfortunately unable to get all the way stretched out to make that play.
And Valmer will serve it again. Elmer's serve to Mancini. Now Coons will set it up. Here's the attack by Jones, and Valmer unable to do much with it. And that'll be a kill for Jones, Meredith Jones of the Royals. And Sydney Coons will be serving it now for Queens. Jessica Raines out on the court now for the Royals. Coons' serve picked up by Norelli. Set at the net. Here's the attack. Cochran gets to it, but we're going to have a ball handling error on the net violation, I'm sorry. So Sarah Davis will get credited with the kill after that net violation.
I was curious what happened there. I thought that at first they said that the ball hit the ground on that dig, but the net violation makes more sense.
And now we'll see Sarah Davis, who her last time serving put up a number of service aces. Not this time though, as it sails out.
And the Queens Royals breathe a huge sigh of relief on that.
And I'm sure they were not looking forward to facing her again, but they won't have to for a little bit longer.
After 3 service aces and 1 trip to the line, you know those kinds of numbers can be intimidating for a team. So
yeah, you
see a service error on the first.
You can credit Sarah Davis's service error aces to the victory in set number 4. And now a block at the net by Queens is going to have Flagler trying to send it over with a quick shovel pass. Now Coons sets it up. Cochran tips it over. Flagler trying to keep it alive. They do. Here comes the attack at the net, tipped over. Queens keeping it alive, though. Cochran setting up her attack, though. There's an excellent dig, but it's sent back over to the Queens side. They're going to try again. Here's the attack. That's going to sail out, but they're going to call it a point for the Queens as it went off the fingertips of the blockers.
7-5 now.
They'll give the kill to Jessica Raines on that one. 7-5 the score. Dolacek back to serve still. That'll be picked up by Norelli. Here's the attack by Chiwa, blocked, but it's going to go out, and it'll be a point for the Saints. 7-6 the score.
This set a very back and forth affair. A reminder that at the 8th point, these two teams will switch sides. So don't think that the game's over.
And it will only go to 15 points, barring a 1-point differential or a tie. And serving it now, it's Savitsky. Queens able to corral it, though. Coons setting it up for there. Queens gets it back again, sending it over on a bump over pass. Norelli had to charge in for it, though. Here's the attack. And Mancini gets to it. Another set by Coons. Cochran on the attack, and her attack is going to be in. And Queens gets the point and the kill for Cochran.
And now we'll see the two teams switch sides. 8-6 the score now.
And Queens not giving up without a fight as they lead it here by 2. And the Saints trying to battle back from being down 2-1 and try to take it here in this 5th set. Only trailing by 2 points, though, so it's anybody's match right now.
It is, and I mean, at this point, both of these teams have played excellent so far in this match. No team leaving anything on the court. Absolutely just diving and making so many great plays on both sides of the ball, or both of these teams.
Taylor Henry gets to it on her serve, but Flagler's going to come down with the kill by Ashley Chiwa, and the Saints pull within 1. And back to serve, Megan Hooks. That one picked up by Mancini a little awkwardly, but they'll be able to corral it and send it back over. Now Norelli gets to it. Here comes the attack by Valmer, but Queens able to get to it. Cochran on her attack, And Norelli gets to it, sending it back over, and it's going to die over on the Flagler side. Not sure if they're going to call it, who they're going to give the point to. Cochran will get the kill, according to our PA. And the Royals back up 9-7, and we will see Mallory Swartz go back to serve.
These Queens Royals so scrappy, they don't give up.
Making them a very dangerous team, trying to get another upset here against the number 3 Flagler Saints. That serve sailing just barely out, and Flagler wisely letting it go. And they'll take the point and give the serve back to their libero, Kayla Norelli. And Norelli's serve will be dug up by Dolacek. Here's the set. Cochran on the attack. And that one's going to be in there. Cochran getting the kill, and another point for the Royals, 10-8. And now,
what a match this has been.
And now Cochran will go back to serve. Meredith Jones coming out for Queens. Cochran serve, and it'll be picked up by Flagler. Here's the set. Here's the attack by Sarah Davis, and she's going to put it to the hardwood to pick up a point for Flagler.
Mancini went low to try and dig that one, but unfortunately a little out of her reach there.
Well, Sarah Davis is an excellent volleyball player for this team, and she's proving it more and more as this tournament goes on. Rachel Parada back to serve for Flagler. That'll be dug out by Jones a little too much as it's sent over to the Flagler side, and they're going to get the kill there.
And sure enough, a tie game off of that little mistake. You can't make those kinds of mistakes. Obviously, an unfortunate mistake for the Queens Royals.
Yep, 10-10 your score here. Rachel Parada still serving for Flagler. That'll be dug out by Swartz. Here's the attack by Jones, and that's right into the chest of Shark. But that's not going to do much. And Jones will get the kill and retake the lead for the Royals.
And there again, miscommunication between Davis and Savitsky. You know, both going for the ball at one time and neither one wanting to take it.
Yep, Mancini now serving. Morelli digging it out. Here's a set for Davis. Corralled by Queens. Here's the set. Here comes the attack by Jones, and she's going to get the point as it goes off the fingertips of the blockers. Went off of, I believe, Savitsky's hands. And the Royals pull away by 2 here, 12-10. And here comes the timeout by the Saints.
And that Meredith Jones' 16th kill in this match.
And with that, we're going to take a short break here. 12-2, Royals over the Saints here in the final set number 5 between number 3 Flagler and number 7 Queens. Welcome back. The 5th and final set between the Royals and the Saints in the twilight moments of this set, 12-10. Once again, winner here goes on to the championship round of the Southeast Regionals. I'm Marcus Johnson along with Jordan Phillips. Thank you for joining us for this exciting volleyball matchup.
And this has been a very good matchup. Queens, again, the underdog in this one, and they have just battled the entire time to stay in this.
Megan Mancini serving, Flagler setting it up. Davis with a tip-over attack, but Swartz is able to get to it. Here's the set. Jones attacking now. Flagler corrals it. Here's the set. Davis attacking again, blocked at the net, and Queens has got the point, 13-10.
Wow, what a momentum. What a statement by the Royals with that block, and another timeout immediately taken by the Saints.
And we're only 2 points away from deciding a winner unless the Saints come back here. 15's the number everybody's looking for. We'll be right back in a moment. And welcome back, folks. It's an exciting volleyball matchup, if I do say so myself. Number 3 Flagler, number 7 Queens. Women's Volleyball Division II Southeast Regional Semifinals. Another 5th set with Queens in it. They are certainly giving us a show here, and Flagler's trying to keep them from getting that curtain call.
And this is it. One of these teams is going to go on to the finals, and one of them is going to see their season end.
Either way, both of these teams have had tremendous success this year with tournament victories and regular season victories. Valmer on the attack. Mancini digs it out. Here's the set by Coons. Jones attacks. Excellent dig by Norelli to keep the play alive. Sarah Davis on the attack. It's blocked. And it's a point, though, for Flagler as the block sails out of bounds.
Just out on that play.
13-11. Valmer goes back to serve for the Saints. Still anybody's match. Valmer serves. Mancini digs it out. Here's the set and the attack by Jones. Dug out, sent back over to the Queen side. Cochran gets to it. Another set attack, another block. Cochran gets to that one as well. Here's the set, the attack by Jones, a tip over. Flagler ready for it, though. Here comes the attack, a tip over of their own. Queens passing it around in their zone. Flagler gets to it as it's sent back over. Davis on the attack, and she's going to get the kill. And it's a 1-point differential, 13-12 here in the waning moments of the 5th and final set. And a Royals timeout coming up. Had to see that one coming. Every point counts. 15's the number everybody wants. And we're either 2 or 3 points away from it. And welcome back. Number 7, Queens Royals leading 13-12 over the number 3 ranked Flagler Saints. They both are trying to get to 15. Tasia Valmer will be serving it for the Saints. Anybody's match here in this 5th and final set. Winner goes on, loser goes home. Both of these teams trying desperately to be one, not the other. Valmer serves it, Cochran gets to it. Here's the set, the attack by Jones is going to find the hardwood, and it's match point for the Royals.
And it's match point in the 5th set. The Saints are out of timeouts. Let's see what happens on this play here.
Sydney Coons will serve it. The crowd on their, well, not on their feet, but they're on their feet and their heads. Coons serves, Valmer digs. Here's the set. Davis up for the attack. Tips it over. Cochran gets to it, though. Set by Queens. Here's the attack. Blocked at the net. And it's going to be a point for the Saints. They pull within 1. Still match point for the Royals.
This is absolute insanity.
And Sarah Davis back to serve for Flagler. The ace machine. Service error her last time. We'll see what happens here. Dug out by Mancini. Queens onto it. Jones attacks and she gets the kill! Queens advances. They knock off Flagler. They get the upset. They're in the championship round.
And the resident Giant Slayers do it again in the 5th set again.
Unbelievable. That's 2 incredible matches by this Queens team. Flagler goes home, but not without a little bit of hardware as they still hold that tournament championship and co-regular season championship with the host team, USC Aiken.
And of course, nothing, absolutely nothing to hang your head about if you're this Flagler Saints team. I mean, they came out and just played their butts off. They absolutely took it to the Saints the Royals in that last set to force this 5th set, and just unfortunately on this end, just coming up a little bit short at the end.
And so everybody's looking at Queens. Can they take down whoever they face in the next round, whether it's USC Aiken or whether it's Armstrong State? We're going to find out in a little bit. The match will be coming up as soon as both of the teams get a little bit of a warm-up in.
And, I would say that both of these teams breathe a sigh of relief as they see a tough team like Flagler eliminated. But can you really, after you see this Queens team take out the number 2 and the number 3 seed team, is it really that much better?
I don't know. At this point, I'd say they're closer to a number 1 or 2 seed themselves. But right now, the numbers say they're number 7. Number 1 USC Aiken is going up to bat in just a few moments. So we're going to take a break. We hope you join us for USC Aiken, Armstrong State.